Today, I'm going to show you how to build a custom display for the new mini Lego bonsai set. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with a beautiful set, which is the 3 mini bonsai, one of the most latest Lego botanicals sets. If you already built those, you might spot already some differences. So I'm planning to put this bonsai into a display case. So to do that, I had to lower a little bit some of the areas of this tree. If you haven't built it, you probably wouldn't notice, but there has been a couple of twists and turns just to make this a little bit shorter. Now, in order to display this, I'm gonna have to remove them from their base. It's actually pretty straightforward to do. I'm just gonna show you how to do it with this one. The other two are slightly more tricky. Anyway, you can just remove the base. You can take out the sides. It's very, very straightforward. And then we have a few bricks underneath. And that's all it takes to take it apart, and you can just put it back together again very, very, very quickly. Okay, so this is something like that. To go with this set, I'm also planning to bring 3 minifigures. So here I've selected the sushi chef, the kimono girl, and one random ninja figure. And I'm also gonna build some structure that go alongside with it. So for example, here I have a very simple and straightforward torii gate. The kind of goes on water. So we have 3 pillars. We have black, we have red, a little bit of dark red as well, just to create a little bit of weather down effect. And I also have a seagull over here, because in each one of these small vignette, I'm planning to add some animals as well. And here I also have this part, this printed part. I don't know if it comes from a Ninjago or something. I think this design kind of look a little bit like the wisteria plants flower here going down. So this is gonna be connected like so, and I'm gonna match this with that one. As you can see, it's a bit fragile, but it's okay like that, because I wanna make it look like this is a bit open, a bit slanted. So it totally makes sense that this is like this. Let's move this to the side, and now let's bring another structure, which will require me some parts of this flower pot kind of thing. So we can just put this together. You can see is already back together, and I just need to connect the tree on top if needed. I'm planning to build a little sort of bridge. So here, sorry about the camera, I already have a little bit of landscape. I'm gonna add this base to the landscape, 4 on each side. I'm gonna take some of these. I initially used the bigger one, but then this bridge rail became a little bit too big. So at the end, I'm just gonna go with this one. And then here I have a little structure, again in dark blue with a bit of black, just because I ran out of the dark blue. But anyway, you need to play with the parts that you have available in your collection. So we're gonna do another one. Very simple structure. Again, to try to repurpose as much as possible the parts from the set. And here we have a little bridge that I'm gonna connect on one side and the other. Nice little landscape with a nice dark blue bridge, and I'm gonna match this with this tree. These three also come off their stands, and I thought, why not also repurpose some of this for the purpose of this video. So here I have this little structure. I can just remove this top, which is this grill piece. I'm not gonna need it for the set. And here we also have a little frog. I'm gonna use also the frog. Maybe I'm gonna have 3 frogs, one for each diorama. So the idea here is to have a little stall created for the sushi chef. So I have a little structure over here with some clip that I'm gonna connect at the bottom. So here I have a kind of little table area. And then I have these interesting roof architecture pieces that are perfect for this style of building. I'm gonna have 4 of those on each corner, and you can see also another little bird, because I'm also planning to add 3 birds, one for each of these sets. Now, in the center, I'm gonna add a little support structure. I don't have slopes that match these ones, but you can just use regular one. It works just as well with a 1x3 or a 2x3. And I even have more regular ones like this. This is the 2x2. And on top, I'm going to connect this little sign that is, I think, is the Ninjago alphabet and means shop. So it goes perfectly well. So here I'm going to add some accessories and the sushi chef inside. So here we have 3 trees, we have 3 minifigure, animals, frogs, and 3 structures. Now I need to see where I'm going to put this. So I'm going to show the display case that I have over here. Okay, so here I have this minifigure display that a company called Brixter sent me. I will link the website down below. There's no affiliate or anything. You can just go and check it out. This is a minifigure display that opens up like so. There's 2 magnets here on the side and allow you to customize the height of the display. You have 4 of these plexiglass bases that you can put at different height. It fits over 100 minifigure if you want to. Of course, they're going to be a little bit cramped, but it works very well for small sets and also for speed champions. There's white background, and behind, if you switch it, there's a black background. You can go with your preference. I prefer the white. But what I'm going to do actually is put some blue sky at the back. So I'm going to tape this at the back. I didn't cut it very well, but I'm going to tape this at the back now and add the 3 level of my 3 different display, and hopefully it will come out with a very nice result. Okay, I didn't do a great job here with putting my blue sky at the back, but anyway, it works. Here is the lower level where I'm gonna build a little space for the pine tree bonsai. I'm planning to have this plexiglass to be water. So I can create a little diorama, a little vignette without needing to tile up with transclear parts. So here is the little structure that I have, and I decided to use a regular green and to use some wedge plates to create an interesting angle. This is just gonna slide there because here is where I'm gonna put my sushi chef on the work. By the way, the sushi chef is the first minifigure that for which I build a minifigure habitat. Go and check it out, it's quite fun. I actually use it for other builds as well, and I build for it also a bigger expanded vignette based on the habitat. Anyway, here we have the little building, the little kiosk that we build for the sushi chef that we can just connect like so. And here we can see we have a couple of containers of whatever equipment is needed in this store. If I can put it there. I'm gonna add a few more items. So for example, here we have a couple of sticks, and then we can add some chopsticks as well, and a cup or a tea or something like that. You can see here we spotted already the animals that I have added. So I have a white bird over there because it all fit the color scheme white of the sushi chef. We have a bunny over here, and we have a brown frog over there. We have a little pet over here with rocks and a couple of sitting area. These are actually stickers from the Viking ship, the goat ship that I built long ago, and I made also a modification of that. To complete the scene, here I have another little piece of land following the same color scheme as the one of the pine tree. This is gonna connect like so. Fairly common parts here, except maybe these roof pieces. So a lot of you should have this type of parts available. And this is gonna just sit there again on an angle. And here we have a river going into the middle. And then I just need to add a little bridge following the dark orange and black color scheme that we have in the shop here. And I'm just gonna add this at the back there. Potentially, I could use a clip to connect it, but I think it works just as well like that. Now that I have this, I can go and add the next layer. Let's see if I put it at the right height, not too high, not too low. It should be like this. This will help me to keep the sky back. And that's done. Now, building up the second layer, which will be for the ginkgo, I think it's called. This is gonna be sitting like this. I need to make sure that this doesn't cover too much and give too much shade to the one underneath. So again, for this one as well, I have built a little landscape, and we also have that little bridge that we built earlier that again I'm gonna use at an angle. So this is all gonna be water, this is gonna sit there on an angle, and this is gonna be the place where the kimono girl is walking. And for this one as well, I built two very interesting minifigure habitat with two different like Japanese inspired scenes. Anyway, for this build, the color scheme that I decided for the grass is lime. So here is the little structure that I have. Here, instead of having everything on an angle, because I realized I only have a few wedge plates in lime, I decided to do only this side on an angle and this one following the regular Lego grid, because then I can just use some around 1x2 over there to create a little angle and get everything to line up. So here we have a kind of river that going into this bigger lagoon over here that allow me to get a little bit of light to go into the bottom one. Over here we just need to add then the tree. I have a place perfectly fitting for that, and you can see I added one animal over there, the butterfly, and one more bird over here, which is a red bird that called the color of the minifigure over there. Here we have another piece of the set to complete the scene, and also here we need to add the little frog that come with the set. We are gonna put it over here. The color scheme fits quite nicely, and just as a final touch, I'm gonna add a little bit of scatter leaves that are flowing under the bridge and a little bit around this water. I scattered a few of them also around the display, and also we have a couple of these kind of stone lanterns. So now this is pretty good. Now let me adjust the camera a little bit so I can give it a little bit of a higher point of view, so what we are gonna build on top of this. Okay, I think this is a better point of view. Anyway, again, this is another higher floor, so I need to try to keep again the landscape at minimum over here. Also the problem is that I'm running out of all my green plates and wedge plates, so I decided to follow the grid and go with sand green. Because of sand green, I don't have any wedge plates. I decided to have a layer underneath of dark tan, and then have all this sand green and a bit of olive green on top, and also having a little bit of this lime popping out like at the bottom of the tree, and some petals on flowers falling down from the tree. So now I need to get this in together, I think. By the way, there are two separate parts of this that come in the set that I need to add together with this. This is the most tricky part probably, because everything fits in just nice. So I need to find the right spot and then add the last piece over here. This just sits straight there at the back, and you can see I have a purple frog over there on the side. Here is the ninja minifigure that I put together that I'm gonna add walking here. Initially I thought I wanted to use this ninja that I thought it fits well with this one, but I think the contrast of the kimono girl just look very nice walking into this garden over here. Anyway, I have another red bird that will call the color of the ninja and of the torii gate, and then I'm gonna add the torii gate here in the water. The animal of this display is the seagull that we see earlier, and also I have, because I have a broken down part over there, I prefer to have this to make it look like a little bit broken, a little bit weathered. So here is the final result. We can also close the door of this display to make you, so that you can see how it looks. Of course, depending on where you're looking at this, you might have different reflection, especially on camera, but if you look at this in real life, it's really a beautiful display. So let me know your in the comments down below what you think about this idea of displaying this bonsai as some small little dioramas, or potentially you can even try to take them and put in the pot of the happy plants. Here you can see my video about the little build that I did, the happy plants. I will link it over here. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, and link in the description for the display case by Brixter. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao, ciao.